Yo, 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 what's happening, Bulls? How are you? Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a good day today so far and a good weekend. Let's talk crypto. We got a lot to cover. We have been away for a couple of days. We had a bit of a rough week. I had a crazy, this is how it goes. You have a crazy trading week. We posted the 6 grand US, mate, that's pretty much 10 grand. And then the next week you come up, you try and do some other stuff, you post some trades, and then you get burned. You do a couple of shit ones. So you do good ones, you do shit ones, that's trading. If you get put off by the shit ones, then you'll never be around for the good ones. And if you get too greedy on the good ones, then you're going to do more shit ones. There's some life advice. We've got heaps to cover. I've got some trades. I've got everything basically, and this video is just packed. So stay around. Let's talk about it. Let's get through it. First and foremost, we're going to go through the charts like we do. I'll give you some A-grade technical analysis, some stuff that's pretty much nearly always right. Nearly always right, and if it's wrong, doesn't matter because we're never always right. We have Bitcoin prices. This is a Bitcoin chart. One candle equals 30 minutes over here. So we're going to go through the charts, and then I've got some good tweets, like this one, for example. Made Bitcoin crypto conversions, made 6 figures in the 2021 bull run. Lost it all. Promised myself I won't make the same mistake again. This run, I locked in, and I managed to get to 600k at all-time high. Round tripped and lost it all again. Third time's the charm, cracking, bro. We got some good stuff. Heaps of good stuff. What I want to show you here, though, is a 30-minute chart. So this goes all the way back to the last time we made a video, pretty much on Friday the 16th of May. We've seen a big range. We're doing small shorts here. We locked in some profit, not enough. I was expecting it to break down. I didn't think that this would be the last time it ever went below 100k. I didn't think down here would be, but it is. So far, but it looks like it will be because the trend continues. Broke above the range. We drew this here. We drew this line. Remember, we're here on the last video. I was like, yep, probably going to go that and then up. Pretty close. We'll take that as a W, like that. See, ta-da. Yep. Anyways, all you need to know is the trend is up. It's going up. Bitcoin's going up. Everything's going up. We've got shitloads to talk about. We've got the altcoins. We're going to cover them. But if you zoom out, most things, most assets in general, they just trend and then they range. They trend and then they range. Look at this. This is just a trend. A channel bound trend. Look at this. Trending. So don't be surprised if at any point it just clocks off and ranges. Starts a range and then trends and then ranges and then trends and then ranges and then trends. Like, this is how price action works. Ranges, you box it and then break out like that. See how before grabs the liquidity, hits the bottom of the range, goes to the top of the range. This is just this how it be, this how it be. Similar to this, look, range, sideways, hit the bottom, and then we're up to the next one. Sideways, hits the bottom, up to the next one. Ranging, trending, just keep that in mind for the continuation of this video. There's going to be a lot of shit to talk about. I'm going to try and rush through it, to be honest, because you know what I'm like, I'll ramble and then we won't get anywhere. So Bitcoin price hit new all-time highs. Obviously there's going to be a lot of rejection, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. Once it breaks, there'll be a lot of emotions. The volatility recently has been high. A lot of core Bitcoin constituents very happy with the current workings of Bitcoin, and when it comes to trading and investing in Bitcoin, it's never been easier. This shit just trends up. Even like zoom out, like look at this. Let's zoom out to the monthly chart. One candle equals 1 month. Okay, wow, look at that. Wow, from 2022, trending up every month pretty much is just every month has been somewhat of a team player. The worst month was like February, pretty much. It's been so easy but if we're talking about altcoins, yeah, not so easy. So we'll just talk about them in just a second. So Bitcoin, for a start, Bitcoin is trending up. Expect it to continue trend on. This is an emotional, difficult part. Most trends finish with some sort of a double top, whether it was a higher high or a lower high, just some sort of similar high. And then that is how the trend ends. Most of the time, 70%. The other 30 will just probably one crazy big spike and different sort of variations. But typically speaking, I mean, if you're around for 2021, 2017, you can sort of look at the charts, the old school charts, like for example, this weekly chart, if you remember. So 2021, this was the double top. Oh, here we go. Sorry. 2021, this was the double top. High, higher high. Just broke all-time highs. And then that was it. 2017 was just a crazy vertical spike. So part of that 30% that I was just talking about, if you were around for that, that was wild. And we're all still chasing that rush if you're around for that, because that was like never seen before, potentially never will be seen again. In the case of Bitcoin, you just got to zoom out. The weekly chart's insane. Look, green candle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We say green candles typically come with friends. They're just coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Could get some sort of pullback here, maybe. A couple of prediction lines. At any point, maybe it does go down below the 100K again. But at the end of the day, it's just this huge trading channel, and it's just trading up. So keep chipping away, keep dollar cost averaging your Bitcoin. And when there will be a Bitcoin top, most likely will be something like, because it's trending so hard, right? lot of yeah, there you go. Because it's channeling so hard like this, most likely it'll end like, just like this. And then either that'll be there, or that'll be there, or like I said, the 30%, it'll just be that. Okay, so most trends end with a parabola. It's called a parabola. They trend up, and then they jet. They jet as an asset gets more mature. They trend harder. Like, let's have a little look at this. S&P 500, for example. Yeah, crazy. There's some examples, but you know what I mean. Channels and then bit steeper. Channels, little bit, not really. That was sort of but I'm just generally speaking, just generally speaking. Maybe the S&P is probably that's 500 assets all pitched into 110. So you know what I'm saying, though. That is trends, parabola. You see it on the downside all the time, especially if you zoom in smaller charts. If you're trading lower time frames, you'll just see like something trend, and then right at the end, hits all the stops, max capitulation, max fear, and then trend reverses. So it's the exact same on the opposite side, and then trend reverses. We'll have a little flick around, a touch to something like this. Look at this Solana. Let's have a little look. So like I said, I've been off for the week. I've been off for the week, and everyone needs a little break from the charts, especially, excuse the sniffing, especially when you've done a couple of shit trades, and that's what I did. So it happens. There was a volatility expansion. I chased it with a bit of high risk. Solana and Sui, missed it. Altcoins aren't doing that great. So this is just trending as well. The volatility is starting to go low. Look at that. Yep, you see, look at this. See, a bit of a double top going on here. So a high and then a lower high, but a liquidity grab. So stop hunt. So this is just like a massive topping formation. So I'd be very careful about altcoins right now. Just to see where they go, It could come all the way back down to here or whatever. Just be careful with altcoins, because that's more or less textbook what a top looks like. You've got a high, you've got a lower high, but the lower high took out liquidity. Okay, that's just like a full-blown reversal. If it was on the other side, you'd be bullish. You'd be basically bullish. It's like then boop, but then closes for like a closed candle, higher low, which is like a bottom. That's a massive bottom sign, and that's exactly reverse. That's a massive top sign. So keep an eye on these altcoins, the good ones and the shit ones right now. And it could be it could be an interesting time to have a little bit of a short, maybe have a bunch of spot longs like you probably already do, and then look at it. Oh, this is the 30-minute chart. I was like, fuck, look at Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily chart. Dare I say that actually, the way that it's holding this range very tightly, that actually looks a bit more bullish, to be fair. Much tighter range. Yeah, these altcoins are on high alert at the moment, but they're ranging, and they're clearly waiting to see what Bitcoin does next. We had a little look at, so yeah, be careful with these. Maybe some of the weak ones could be worth shorting, or just be happy to ride the trend. If you are going to long, yeah, the range lows will be good. You can get an extra 10% cheaper most likely at some point. A lot of these altcoins that are ranging like this, you'll get them test the lows again, at least bare minimum for like a higher low like that, somewhere down here. Overall, I mean, yeah, look, the trend's reversed. Yeah, trend's reversed. So it's probably going to go up, but I'm saying be cautious for like something like this. And then you'll be like, oh, look, it was on a trend line the whole time. How did I not notice that? If it comes down to like there or something. You're like, oh, how did I not notice that? Look, all I had to do was just link 3 lows, and then I would have been able to realize where Ethereum was going to go to. Yada 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 yada. Yo. Sorry about that. Had a knock on the door. Where were we? Anyways, I'm just going to start fresh again. And Fartcoin. Toppy, 30-minute chart. Get the flow back. Yeah, look at this shit. Fartcoin. The reason why I keep looking at Fartcoin is because, whoa. Can't believe it hit $1.50. Oh, you can't see that. Here you go. Look at that. Wow. Fartcoin up 650% from the lows in March. Fartcoin's just like a testament to whether or not altcoins are still alive at the moment. Just by the look of that. All right, let's get into the rest of the charts, and we'll cover some news and some interesting tweets and all that sort of shit. This is American stock market. We said it's going to go trend down, and then it'll come back into this range. It's come back into this range now. It's testing the range lows. You can see it spikes down, still in it, more or less, still in it. I think it would remain in there. It's probably just a bit of a jump scare at the moment. Now that it's reclaimed this range, it's going to be pretty hard for it to leave that. Let's just have a little look just for the fuck of it, because we don't usually often. The American dollar versus the Australian dollar. How many Australian dollars it takes to buy $1 in America. So this trending, we want this trending down. We want parity. We want 1 to 1. So this is good actually for us. But overall, I think it was like 20. When was it at 1? Can you believe that in 2011 you were getting more bang for your buck in Australia? Wow, 93 cents. In 2011, $1 Australian was worth 93 93. What the fuck? 93 cents would get you $1 American dollar. Yeah, that's right. Brain fart. All right, moving on. American dollar, DXY trending down, still good, still happy, everything's sweet. Gold, we're saying, was topping a week ago. Still think that. Let's have a little look at the daily chart. Gold topping. It's having another run for the highs. Look at that. So it hasn't followed. It's just started trending up. So let's see how that goes. But I think, yes, I think it probably, depending, obviously, global economic conditions, probably range here for a bit. I still believe that. All right, let's move into the fun stuff. Speaking of gold, 1 Bitcoin is worth more than 1 kilo of gold. 1 kilo of gold, 102,000. One Bitcoin, 108,000. There you go. Fancy that. Who would have thought? It's going to keep going like that. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. So when you're pricing things in fiat and fiat just continuously expands and devaluates, then everything has no top. If you're valuing it in that, in something that just continues to have no bottom, just continues to become more and more worthless. Cars, the price of a car, the price of a bottle of milk, price of a house, price of Bitcoin, price of anything has no top because what it's priced in has no bottom. Believe it or not. Bitcoin prints all-time high and confirms stage 2.4 trend continuation from Gert van Lagen. The point of this is just basically what I was saying earlier about the channel and then some large, fast price move to the upside, a parabolic increase. What has he got it here? Around 200, 300K. Could be that. And then distribution and then dump, basically end of. It won't be exactly like this, but this is just typical sort of Wyckoff distribution. And this is just sort of typical price action. You start seeing the patterns. Here's billionaire Michael Novogratz. You might not like him, but I'll tell you one thing. He is consistent. He's been in this space for longer than me. He was around making videos like this in 2017. Let's have a listen to him.
We had a euphoric top right around the inauguration, and a combination of a lot of things, Trump coin and whatnot. People said, okay, and crypto went back and tested where the election breakout was. Now it looks like we'll take out 106, 107, 108 and make the next leg to 130, 150. And at that point, you're in price discovery, right? I keep thinking gold's a $22 trillion asset and crypto's a $2 trillion asset. And at one point, as more and more young people inherit the money for their old people that, kiss the face of God, you're going to see crypto equal gold. And that's a long way from here. We had a euphoric.
Agreed. Raoul Powell, maybe, just maybe, it was this easy. He's got the global liquidity overlaid with a 12-week lag. And it's just ridiculously accurate. So, yeah, we'll just watch Bitcoin most likely go to 100 and with potentially a little pullback here and there. We're going to watch Bitcoin go to 150K. Bitcoin surpassed Amazon to be the fifth largest in the world. Copy. I like this photo, this picture. No risk, no story, no loss, no profit. Easily interchangeable. No risk, no loss. No risk, no story. No risk, no profit. No story, no loss. Because if you have a loss, it's going to be a story. No profit, there was no risk. If you have no profit, you wouldn't have had no loss because everyone has losses when they have profits. All interchangeable. Take a risk, have a story, eat a loss, enjoy a profit. Amen, brother.
People who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Quickly realize that you might have been preferring to watch that than this. That's why I flicked it back. People, you're going to hear this too when people's hitting all-time high already. I'm gonna sell into Bitcoin all-time high. It's going to be very good, and I'm going to make a nice 7%. Bitcoin is near. This was a week ago, so some of this was a couple of days ago. Bitcoin is near prior all-time highs and nobody cares. Historical social metric score. So that's the truth, man. Hello Impulse, talking about that same shit. Bitcoin is becoming America's reserve asset. 50 million Americans own Bitcoin. 37 million Americans own gold. I don't know if that is including the like Roth IRAs, 401ks, superannuation sort of things, but interesting metric. What's your favorite coin right now? I clicked on this just to see the comments. Trash comments. Absolutely trash comments. Yeah, don't worry about that one. What else we got? Alex Becker, good job selling your Bitcoin to BlackRock at 77k literally before they pumped it to a new all-time high. You dumb. Yep. Sorry if that's you. Remember this? I'm not even going to play this, but remember this?
There's no intrinsic value to this asset.
It's the most famous Joe Rogan clip ever. This dipshit.
There's no number of units of Bitcoin. And that is one of the fastest ways to destroy an economic model. Right. And that means that the people who hold it are the ones that make the money, but everyone else suffers. I'm sorry, that's not viable. The alternative is you have some private dude out there who generates the coins on a whim. How is that different from the monetary reserve or the monetary authorities that we have at the Federal Reserve, except for the point that there's no accountability? No.
This guy's going down as the biggest dumbass in recorded history. Crypto, remember this when the altcoins start pumping again. Crypto influencers after launching a coin. Goodbye. That's what happens when you'll start following influencers. No, I'm not an influencer, but if you start following people, influencers, or even not even just crypto influencers, just people in general, like celebrities, and then they launch a coin, they start fading back into the veil. Anyways, talk soon, hey? Keep it up. I'm gonna make a video about the trades that I'm doing, posting blockchain bulls. Yeah, bit in the premium, bit in the free. We'll talk there. We've got some big trades actually brewing up. Those shorts I was talking about, and some long. So I'll talk to you there. Talk soon.